My name is Zach Rogers, and this is my heroic imagination project for psychology. And what everyday heroism means to me is for yourself, doing something for yourself every day to make sure that your mental health improves. And to me, that's going to the gym. And I will touch on this a little more later on, but just getting 1% better every day, because if you do that every day, then by the end of the year you have 365% improvement. And that can either be going to the gym, going for a walk, going for a run. But some other things is basically just like complimenting a stranger, because you never know what anyone's going through at any point. You might know, but you really don't. So that simple compliment can get them out of that negative headspace they're in, and it can really make their day, make their week, make their month, make their year. Or a simpler one, even just greeting a stranger. And yeah, just greeting a stranger, maybe picking up some litter that you see on the street, just simple things like that. That's heroism to me. And then some things that prevent heroism include fear. A lot of people have fear of talking to strangers. Maybe even a simple hello to a stranger. People fear that, and that's a big preventer, because by you fearing that, you're not going to do it. So that's not going to make the other person's day, and it's not going to help you at all. Maybe you fear going to the gym because you think you're going to get judged, so you're not going to get 1% better that day. And fear is a big preventer. And one thing to get yourself to cape up is, as cheesy as it sounds, is to realize that this is your only life that you're gonna live. Your only life. You get one shot. You get one shot. So why fear these little things? Why fear what people think about you? Why? So those are some things that prevent heroism, and that's one thing to cape up. Just stop fearing what other people are going to think of you. That's a big deter. So my major is physical therapy, and some things that has to do with heroism and physical therapy is treating patients with the utmost respect, because if you go to physical therapy, you most likely have an injury to your body, and that injury can really mess up your mental health. I had an injury. I tore my ACL, and it really messed with my mental state. So just making sure that you treat your patients with the utmost respect, make sure they know that you know what you're doing, and to be that person in their life that they can rely on to get them back to 100%. Showing up to work basically plays into the same thing, because if you don't show up for your patients, then it's just not good overall. So you have to show up, make sure you have a good attitude, good presence about yourself, and then dressing appropriately. Dressing appropriately seems like a small thing, but it's a big one, because you're not gonna show up in PJs, act like you don't want to be there. You're gonna dress appropriately. You're gonna make sure that you set a good tone, have a good attitude for the patient and all that. And then coworkers, making sure that your coworkers feel your energy so that they can bring themselves up, which in turn brings the patients up, and all around just makes the environment really good for the patients. And then my heroes, to start it off, one of my heroes is Clayton Crank. I think we met in second grade, and I'm very glad to have him in my life to this day. And he's the one who introduced me to the gym. And when you go to the gym, all these happy chemicals release, and it boosts your mental health. And if you keep that consistent, then you're going to feel really confident, you're going to feel really good about yourself, and your mental health is going to be in a good state. Now, once again, the gym might not be for a lot of people, so maybe just going for a walk, going for a run, those sorts of things. But Clayton Cranky introduced me to the gym, and I'm glad I have him in my life still. And then Jack Ryder, I'm still friends with him to this day. I met him in elementary school again, and I kind of been watching from the backgrounds. He doesn't know this, but he's he's the guy that I want to like model my life around, sort of. He has such confidence. He does not care what anyone thinks. If you tell him to go talk to a stranger, he'll start skipping over to that stranger, start talking to him. And that's exactly how I want my life to be, because once again, fear is a big deter to heroism. And he has no fear of what anyone thinks of him. And that's basically who I want to model my life around. So I'm really glad I have him in my life still. And then lastly, I have Coach Lapthorne. Rest in peace. He's the guy who got me into football, and football is a big part of my life. And you could be having a bad day at school, but as soon as you hit that field, it all just washes away. It washes away. Especially if you love the game, then nothing, nothing comes to your brain when you play football. And I'm really glad that I got to spend some of my life with him. And then a little wrap up. Just just don't fear what anyone thinks, and heroism will come easy to you. But if you still fear that, then picking up some litter, maybe fixing the garbage cans, maybe washing your dad's car, all these little things, they add up to a big thing in the end. So really just don't fear anything, and you'll be good. You'll be good.